Oh, can I take all of them? Do you have a bag?
I was gonna drink whatever you do, don't drink.
Okay. Oh man. Man, I just had a Celsius. Would it be frowned upon to have a double espresso?
Here at Harper Belmont, you can do whatever you want to do.
Put my teeth on it and I shotgun it?
Is that
For cinematic effect? I won't do that. My kidneys and all of those insides just...
So why are you here? No,
Well, if you look at the black couch, I think you
and the
can
camera.
infer why I'm here.
And the camera.
That was my first thought. I walked in, I was like, I'm gonna have to sit on that couch.
Really cool to see me put it together for the vlog. Oh, I'm just making fun. Giving you shit. Giving you shit.
Here, take it apart and then put it back together.
How about no?
Just wearing the internet on my face. I think you sent it to me, but
Might be Riverside or something.
Not Riverside. I remember that. I remember it was something like some Web 2.0-y sounding thing.
Diapers.com.
Yeah, but it's something, and it may compose everything together. It's not a high budget thing. It's a podcast, so he's probably doing something on a laptop. So if we did send him programs in and out for both sides, it'd probably be a step up from what he normally does.
Is it live? Okay, so yeah, if he wants the files to edit, it would be higher quality stream, and if he records locally on him, then it would be. Also, our color out when we do streams is not. It's better locally than on the stream. It's like a tech encoder thing that I don't know. So, but
Web 2.0 sound.
yeah, Jitsi.
You know, I've never even heard of it. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just see when we hop on. Just for me, do you think I should be live switching for like the merge property, or we'll take it from his edit because he's gonna edit already?
We'll probably take it from his edit. Yeah.
So I'll just set up the stuff to record. I'll be in there for any technical issues.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be a heavy lift. Most of these guys that I'm going to be doing stuff with, they're either live or they're going to be doing their own thing, and we'd just be feeding them something.
Cool. Excuse me, doctor.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any colors that are on brand for you that you want behind you?
Just the I guess the Bitcoin orange.
Yeah.
If you go to AskDrBitcoin.com, it's got my little logo there.
I'm giving this man orange. All right, that should suffice.
The plastic is real light, and you leave it with a light infill. I'll bring some. You can see them.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, cool.
Let's turn this into a prison reform / protest /
Man, I'm all about it.
Antifa channel.
Just go take a hard left turn and see what happens. I mean, honestly, the libertarian roots are on the left, so you know, it's as long as you choose your vocabulary words properly, you can get away without offending anybody.
Libertarians they're easy to get to a certain point, and then we start talking about age of consent.
Well, I mean, that's a problem with the anarchists too, though. You know, you get Jeffrey Tucker's got they just don't talk about it as much. They just get caught doing it. That's the problem.
Yes.
The libertarians somehow think they got to talk about it for some reason. Jeffrey Tucker used to say, libertarians are just people who aren't anarchists yet.
Or just straight capitalists yet. I mean,
Well, yeah, it depends on.
Or they haven't gone back to being straight capitalists.
Oh wait, no, we're going back. Too much, right?
More like
Nip.
You can throw that nips counter on there. Can't get sick. Live with my grandma at home. Imagine if you killed her, Tyler.
Your grandma killed her, Tyler?
When you're sick, you don't come to work, bro. I have a sinus headache. But no, I've come to work sick. I have to come to work. There's no one else. Hopefully one day.
One day.
You got all this.
One day.
I like stick it in the attic or the top of my closet. If they didn't miss it, they didn't really want it in the first place. But the moment they missed it, then it's like, well, you know.
Nobody really knows the gear we have. Because I'll be like, why didn't you use that thing? We have a thing? Oh, I don't know. Okay. Which is my fault for not showing them, but still. I'm just going to be on the Warpath today. Warpath Ryan. You know, we can go in this now that I have a coffee table.
Yeah.
Do what now?
I said we're talking about just neat things. I can get my keyboard.
That was the plan.
Yeah. I'm 100% you gotta be milking this prison for as long as possible. I mean,
What I would milk is the fact that I would turn it and spin it as a campaign of I went to jail for Bitcoin. What the f*** have you done?
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely a Twitter debate ender anytime. Someone, because there was a guy, what's his name?
Oh, as far as like how valid do you think Bitcoin is? That kind of thing.
Brad Mills, a specific Bitcoin maxi. He likes to. He specifically said, like, this is a week before my sentencing, I've done way more for the Bitcoin community than you've ever done. I'm like,
prison?
Really? Let's compare notes here.
Right. We need to come up with, we need the straightforward proposal, which is just the, contract services. Basically, we come in, build out a podcast setup for them, for events, right? And as turnkey as possible. Now, with that, what does that include? Does that include talent, or are we just the thing?
I think we volunteer everything. They may and see what gaps they can fill from their organization, right? Because they may have a personality they want to promote or something like that, but right, so we'll say, hey, look, we can give you everything, like, it's a full service menu here, a la carte, but like, let's see what you got asset wise that we can work with, because you may have some personalities or media people or whatever. Who's writing the magazine's got to be somebody over there that has a little bit of training.
Yeah, and then one thing, in my limited experience in this business, people want their product, but they don't necessarily have anything that goes into building that product. Whether that be talent, an idea of what that product should be, they just know they want the thing.
Specifically, the way they were phrasing, we just know you're good at that media stuff. We want to show off your studio.
Right.
Tell us what we want.
Right. You tell, which is, well, and then it goes back to, well, tell us what your budget is. Okay, well, we don't really have that big of a budget, and then that could be.
I specifically heard him say some of our members have unlimited budget.
Well, that's what I was getting to, is we don't want it to cost that much, but what does that mean relative? Like, I don't want that to cost that much. Could be $100,000 a show.
Right. Well, I mean, that covers it.
That's the cost. Yeah. Well, let's figure out what the buckets are. There's the straightforward bucket. There's the independent journalist bucket. But that would be the magazine, right?
All right. So we talked about two things here in that call, and then afterwards. One was positioning them as independent journalists, and one was coming in as independent media ourselves. I don't think we're ready for that. But so I think we just we don't even talk about merge. I don't think so either. Media until we've kind of brought that up to speed.
Well, not only that is, if we build this thing for them and it's a good, A, we want to make sure it's a good product, but B, it could also be some sort of calling card, because there's other organizations that would love to have the same thing.
Right.
And then maybe they're not sold on the independent journalist aspect, but if they can I can have this thing for my organization, well, yeah, because everybody wants it. It's just a matter of how much are you willing to spend for it. So it'd be like if Shell were to have an event for oil versus Nape.
Right.
Okay. Oh, there's $100. There's $100. Here's a couple $1,000.
At all?
It's just. Then so you got
nice.
So you've got audio. This would go to your computer. These all plug into Ethernet converters, and then the Ethernet converters on the back on a switch. It's a patch plate. There is a switch in here, and this is just your Ethernet screen. These are waveforms. So yeah, this is our field kit. Plastic's never been taken off. It's 1080, but it goes pretty good.
This would have cost about $60,000 to create it did cost $60,000 to create whenever I first made these things.
Yeah, I think this was the most expensive things in here are this, this, and
control
this.
surface. They always rig you across the coals.
But there's still a lot of technology. Like this is $300.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Altogether, it's probably over 10. But I just refuse to think about it.
Sure.
Because that's the way business minded.
Yeah,
budget accounting. It's like let's just We'll forget about it.
It's already paid for, so there's no point in dwelling on the pain.
But is it though? Is it? The stress hormones that are still in my body.
Yeah.
I don't eat that much. This is just stress.
It's just 100%.
100% stress. I'm not fat. This is just I'm carrying my stress with me. That's what that is. Yeah. And my debt. We could actually probably sell this service more. It's just honestly, I think it's because I feel like I still have to take on so much of the mental planning of it and the execution of it that it's just part laziness, part I don't. You know, like if somebody's like, "Oh, I can do that. All right, cool. Run with it. Go." Well, I don't know if I would want to go with a DSLR just because it's with everything you need the air of a professional, and if you can get the camera at Best Buy, maybe it's not professional. And I know that's an optics thing.
People don't know the difference between a DSLR with a giant lens and an actual camera.
Yeah. It's all about tricking the client. I'm kidding. Well, because again, it's like you could have like that is a very mobile flight kit. I mean, the ATEM that we have in the studio could be in a travel rack.
Yeah.
You know, because there's other production companies that do that 8K Constellation, but I don't think we need to go all that. Because
that'd be more for like keynote production.
Right, because to be honest, I have no aspirations to be an event producer. Irony, I know that we're producing an event, but from a production standpoint, like I'd rather hire a production team than be the production team at a big scale event because it's just such a pain in the ass to get. But again, that's because I'm looking at it from something like what I just said of I don't want to do the work.
Let's see if it happens when we get a couple more names, man, because there's nothing like event budgets to finance a cool kit.
If you're getting $200,000-$300,000 for an event,
Yeah.
and if it say it's a $300,000 bill and it only costs you $150 to do, and you have a 50% markup, you're like, oh, $150,000 for 2 to 3 days, not bad.
SIM card into prison. Have they're designed for surfers to carry their joints in them. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Take other shit in there too.
I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to get in and out with it. Fix my beard a little bit.
Maybe I should not have the aperture so open.
He's asking me what I want to go by. At this point, I don't even know what I respond to anymore. I've had so many nicknames in the last 6 months. I already sent the link.
Camera enabled on Chrome. Like just basic Chrome settings.
Okay.
So.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
One more pop-up. All right, we're good, Mark.
We're good?
I'm gonna join.
Oh, got it.
Well, there we go.
Yes.
How's it going?
It's going all right. How about you?
Pretty good. Everything coming through okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Letting up a sneeze. Hold on a second. Happens sometimes. Yeah, so basically, I'm just kind of interested in hearing your story. That's like most of it, right? Just obviously, you know, your background, where you came from, how you got into crypto, and then how you got into the dark side of Johnny Law.
Right.
As much as what is able to be communicated, and then maybe some thoughts on the regulations.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, so nothing is off limits right now except for details of BOP incarceration. Until I'm out of BOP custody, I don't want to try to further anger my overlords. When it's a politically motivated prosecution, you don't want to give them further reason to come after you. Perhaps is even the lesson of being subject to the DOJ is it's not don't break the law. The lesson is don't bring heat down on yourself.
Mind freak. Semen.
Firework one. Click flower now, yeah. Flowers. Ooh, I like that. Which side was the shelf on? Oh, yeah, this side. Y'all get me sick, I'm gonna be a little pissed off.
Just as long as we don't kiss, I think we're fine.
It's Joaquin Phoenix. Midsummer and Hereditary, top tier. I've seen that movie 4
I had to
times.
keep taking breaks
I saw the
for my
director's
mental
cut.
health.
Oh, Bo is afraid. They're gonna show it in IMAX. You know, we don't know how magnets work. Like scientists, they can't explain how magnets work.
Bill Nye, get on.
Gotta go vertical. I should have called in today.
It do hit though. Why are you breathing so loud?
My nose is stuffed. So my mask. I can't breathe in my mask. I can't breathe.
I just hear.
Making fun of me for being sick.
Just scratch my face with the scissors. Don't do that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good size. So yeah, I think if you go all the way down and then we put a couple pieces of the magnets on the black one. Okay. It's like all the way down here, and then needs a thinner one for this. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Arts and crafts.
Means I have control of the radio. I said we have an issue. I'm short. Good stuff. Ow!
Cut yourself.
That stabby pain where you get chills.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Slipknot drums.
Well, I guess can you? So I read this. Can you give me like a elevator pitch or like a what's going through your mind? Like if I was to say like you're developing the merge, what is it?
I mean, I think the through line is going to be. I mean, like the specific topics are the same. I think the question is what is the premise or what's the what is the red thread that ties it all together? It doesn't necessarily need to be topical or thematic. It's something that's I'm open to what that can be. Right. I use those examples with like the cube, like the through line that tied everything together because they were crazy disparate topics, was that we were doing event coverage. And right, so that was the story that brings all these weird people to the table to talk. We have a lot of weird people that are all interesting and riveting content, especially on Ryan's show. It's like, just people from all walks of life, which are good. I want to keep that, but like we need to have like a premise or a red thread that ties it all together. One of the things that Ryan and I discussed is having more crossover between his daily vlog and some of the podcast stuff, specifically for the ones that he's interviewing, but also we could go with that type of a format for a lot of the shows. The intro is recorded as a part of the daily vlog and then extracted and thrown to that podcast that any day that we have a guest there. So there's like,
that's a good idea. I can pull the footage of the guests. I think that's when he hired Tyler. Like,
but the thing is, the energy of those.
I love a Capri Sun.
What flavor?
Pacific Cooler. Is that one of them?
How about I get you? I don't know what we have.
Then I don't want it.
How about it's a surprise?
Perfect. I love a surprise.
There we go. It's a variety. Hey, girl.
Hey, hi. How are you?
Good. Busy.
Same. It's like eating your own boogers. Like it's a first line of defense for your immune system.
Right. That's why when you see like babies eating dirt, you should let them.
Let them. Worm? Absolutely.
It's better for drinking later.
Dog poop? Maybe not.
It turns into a fetish.
Yeah. Oh. We have crossed that boundary.
Let's go to work.
Let me send this text and then I can fully give you my attention.
Yeah. I was late. I had an alarm for 1:05 to leave, and that got pushed to 1:25.
I've got a lot in the works. I had 3 agents get stuff under contract this morning, and then
Are you a broker now, or are they just?
I'm kind of like a broker without being a broker. I'm a team lead, so I've got 10 people underneath me.
And you get paid off their stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. I really need to start thinking in terms of having somebody on the team where their number one thought is the company itself, Harper Belmont, versus like, let me think it, because I'm always going to put a client first. I mean, that's where I hired Tyler, because I'm really bad at self promotion, and I was like, okay, let's get somebody on staff to film us, film the company, because that could be almost like a top of lip sales funnel, and to show that we actually do stuff versus telling the world we do stuff. That being said, I still would like somebody on the team to focus on the overall marketing strategy itself of Harper Belmont, but also sales and generate sales, because like we've never done any like sales campaigns. Everything's been word of mouth, or just kind of like we fell into it, which is a great strategy for growing a business, and it's just a matter of figuring out where you are, where you're at now, are you looking for something new, something different, something more fun, and potentially either equally or more rewarding financially. And that's kind of the door opening of the conversation.
So what I do, like my day job.
Real estate.
No.
Marketing.
Yeah, medical marketing.
Right.
So
are you a fruit punch or a berry gal?
Berry. I don't like cherries. I like berries, but I don't like cherries. Is cherry a berry?
Leave it in the comments below.
It's a little close.
Lurk in there?
Tell us.
That was nothing, bro. This guy will film you talking like this.
Let's talk to Margot maybe first.
Sure.
And I don't know that Ryan even knows what the needs are, just because he's got his hand in so many different things.
Very, very shortly, we're developing a lot of products. We're solidifying a lot of the products that we are selling. Come up with some more specialized things other than let's point a camera at some stuff and you give us some money.
Yeah.
Like just some versions of that are more complex and refined so that we can extract a higher value out of it. There's no shortage of leads. There's no shortage of talent on this side, as I'm discovering. So it's really, as I'm going through and trying to help them develop these sales modes, there's just going to need to be more people walking around with a net to catch the money.
When you're talking about catching the money, like what clientele are you looking for? Is it still just this huge broad spectrum of people?
I'll give you an example. So where I came, like my expertise or the type of media company that I ran, I was a journalist. We covered industry news in the enterprise tech space, and we kind of fell into, well, out of necessity, we kind of discovered that it's a lot more profitable to go with like a sponsorship underwriting model than it is like an eyeballs advertising model. Unless you're infinitely funded, developing audience to the point where you can just command $80 CPMs and live off of that is a long multi-year process. That's kind of the direction I'm pointing stuff towards, is things where there's an underserved or a mal-served industry, like crypto, like the energy sector, other places like that where, here's people that there's no one clamoring to cover this industry. Or if they are clamoring to cover it, they just want to cover the negative or the highlights. They don't want to get into the weeds and talk about what the actual products are.
And that's the thing is, like, like you said, I'm in it all the place, so I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
I can tell you that when I do pause and take a step back, I'm like, oh, I know a lot of rich people.
Yeah.
Why aren't they giving me money or whatever? And then even though there's needs there, and there's so many models, there's so many examples out there of what what Mark just shared, but there's so many opportunities. It's just a matter of going, because everybody needs video. My presentation I say 86% of businesses are using video, and it's true. So if there's 86% of businesses are using some sort of video for their organic or their paid marketing, where are they putting that money? Are they doing it themselves, or are they getting an agency, or are they getting a production company? For me, that net, yes, niche down or keep it open, because what Mark's talking about is specifically for here's an event, or here's a station, here's our own IP. But in addition to that, there's other opportunities by just meeting people that come through and just having the thought process say, hey, so what are you doing? Are you doing any video? What are you doing? What do you need? How can we help you? This is the stupidest blunder I've ever had. Last year at Consensus, which is a big event in Austin, Texas for crypto, we did 3 days of interviews at the Capitol building in a senator's or a representative's office. At the end of the 3 days, he was so impressed with what we were doing. He's like, hey, you know what? I think there's a need for the Republican caucus here for video production, and I just never followed up with it.
Oh my gosh.
Like in that 30-second, 45-second conversation, it went from there's a need to, hey, there's even a possibility that we get you an office here at the Capitol building and build a studio. Could you do that? Blah, 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 and be the Republican caucus's preferred media company on Capitol Hill. Or not Capitol Hill, but Austin Capitol. I was like, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, I like that, man. I'm never gonna talk to you about it again.
Have you heard the new Drake song? You're not a Drake guy. I think you like it. It's not like normal Drake.
If you're reading this, probably one of the best mixtapes of all time, but everything else is dog.
I agree. Well, actually, I take that back. Drake is definitely one of my favorite artists, but he did become really mainstream for a while.
And he's a weirdo groomer.
Steak.com.
Yeah. Problematic fave.
Yeah. But the content blew up. It's a fucking sign. It shows everything we're doing here. It confirms it. We're on par, bro.
We're just going up.
I'm so happy.
But
that gave me a lot of energy today, bro.
No, I'm telling you, if you grind it with us and take on some of the...
Bro, tell me what to do.
Give me
details,
the access.
right? Bro,
so if you can put your brain to the details on the posting, the strategy, then that's it.
Bro,
you got a name.
Tell me how. Give me access to what I need access to. Start a new Slack channel just for me and whoever I need to communicate with. I will handle everything for this content. I'm not joking, bro. I would love to get involved on another level, not just for this content, but like for the merch too. Because at the same time, like you guys being successful helps me being successful, and I want you to be successful regardless.
Beneficial relationship.
And regardless, like it kind of just hurts to see bad like good content but not at its full potential, you know?
That's our thing, right? Is that we're social media managing, posting, and content production. It's spread so thin.
I'm so pumped, like, wow. I can't even put into words how I feel. Like, it just shows, bro. It shows all of this is right there. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm more than happy to, like, commit more.
So by the time you leave here,
we can send
we
it
can
over.
send it over.
Also, where are the finished clips? I don't think I have all of them. Because don't we have multiple folders? So yeah, can you just send me that?
These are all the imports. These are all the raw. Also,
are they still under the same?
I know we can get it funded. So if you're like, Ryan, I think we could blow this company up, but it's going to cost me $500,000 and I want all the commissions and I want $1 million budget. If you could spell it out, I'm being very hyperbolic. You said it! We contract in Texas! Texas, it's a valid country! Right no, what I'm saying is I'm fairly confident that like with the network I have and a little bit more confidence I have now, I can get it. I can get the funding for it. I want to be, who's the SNL dude?
There's a lot of
The owner guy.
Lauren Michaels?
I want to be Lauren Michaels,
Okay.
who's occasionally on camera, and everybody's just like, he knows everybody and owns everything. Like, that's me. If there is a start date, it's a run versus like, oh, this is Lauren, it's her thing.
We're still figuring stuff out.
Right. I'm a fan of running through walls versus crawling around the walls.
That's
a good expression.
I would just
Holy
like
right, put that in the...
I would just like
So
a
can
floor
you put
plan
like
of the walls.
You put like a
Like a
Kool-Aid Man GIF.
Oh, yeah!
Just turn him red.
Oh, yeah!
Just turn him red.
Yes, I like floor plans too, but sometimes if it takes a year to get the floor plan and you could have just run through the wall.
Yeah, okay. I understand your reasoning there, but I am quite the opposite.
You would wait a year.
Yeah, I would wait a year just so now I know like exactly what I'm doing and that I'm doing it correctly and doing it to the best of my ability.
I could run through 10 walls.
I have dainty hands.
Where did that come from?
Not labor intensive. I can't run through a wall. Come on, keep up. Keep up. All right, guys.
All right,
I gotta
get out
jet.
of here. Well, thanks for coming by.
I'm taking my Capri Sun.
Good
to see you.
We'll chatty chat.
Okay, stop taking film of me. That's $50.
Or not talk about think about that at all from this morning.
A little bit. There's a fair amount of. I need to go dig in my old sales documents for some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But let me pull up the document that we had this morning and see if there's any other questions I have.
You look like an idiot with that mask on. Could you find a way to get somebody else to pay for a salesperson to be there?
I'm thinking back to when we finally started scaling to the point where we hired a sales director. Primary sales drivers during our heyday were the hosts, who also happen to be principals of the organization.
Margo and I instructed Marge. We noticed she's putting all the guests or like people's names on YouTube Shorts when in the copy. So like for these Mark Reels or the Shorts, it's saying the title, a line, and then Mark Shut. We're like, don't do that. And then she said last time she was instructed to put all guests, podcast guests' name in the Shorts. So I just don't want to cross instruction.
Who are you saying don't do that for?
Definitely not Mark, but Margo said don't do it for anyone.
If I've got Emmett Smith in the podcast,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying is like, so if I'm talking about Jess Marshall, it shouldn't just be the name, it should be, usually it should be a tag of that channel. And I've told everybody that we should be tagging people, you know.
Tagging.
Notifications and they can repost it.
Right.
Yeah, so tagging for sure, and like the name can be part of the caption.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be in the format of the YouTube video, like the line.
Yeah, I've never dictated the how.
Okay,
The name should always be in there because, and again, I understand like a Mark Shut, because that doesn't need to be because he's an ongoing. But like if like even in the vlog, if I have somebody important in here, they're going in the title. Well, not just important, but just somebody has a name, they're gonna go in the title.
To move some.
So what can I do?
Move that bar.
More towards the wall? More than that?
Extendo. That should be good.
Yeah. You don't like him there?
No, the table needs something.
Yeah, it does. It's true. Here last time.
Put it somewhere. I'll tell
As
you
long as
where.
it's in the
I'll
frame,
tell you
yeah,
where.
yeah. Like my little Tesla key up there.
Oh, it looks like a Hot Wheels.
I know, that's why I put it up
That's
there.
crazy.
Let's just leave it there. It's a little
leave
Easter
it,
egg.
leave it.
That tape got up last time, but it's
Oh,
fine. It was
we-
$20. I
can get
tried.
the
I
you
tried
did?
when I was home. Maybe I didn't try hard enough, but
You can get it.
I don't know, it's
You use
fine.
rubbing alcohol?
yeah,
Isopropyl
I
90?
did like I have like this little scraper thing. I tried to scrape it off. It didn't work.
No, use 90% isopropyl.
And it should work. How do I?
Put ET on this side.
Does this look fine? I need energy, like right there. How's it looking with the reflection of the teleprompter? Yeah? Sure.
Might need teller's eyes on it.
It's not, it's some energy. The next big thing for the internet is here, and it's completely changing the way we interact online.
Well, this thing is like, because that's why I bought that studio camera, is to like, because I want a cable management, but also it's a better camera. And then if we get 2 or 3 more of those in the studio, all those Pocket and Blackmagics can be Rode cameras.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still really good cinema cameras.
Absolutely.
You know.
And they're what, 6Ks or 4Ks?
I have 3 4Ks, 1 6K.
So we just go. I would say use the 6K for your center shot and use the
Right.
2 4Ks on the outside.
Right.
And you're gonna have more than enough resolution to do the thing I just showed you.
Right, and the way the current setup would be HDMI to an HDMI Ethernet converter, Ethernet to the box. The box has built-in Ethernet converters to HDMI, and the HDMIs are already plugged into the board.
And if you put a rail kit on that, that just gives you more bulk for the camera and makes it look more impressive.
Well, yeah, I mean, it already looks impressive. Because the thing is like, because what we did at NAPE was we did a scrim, you know, and we just did the scrim and we did a light above it, which, you know, makes it a really good, sexy visual.
Right.
And I think that's what most people don't think about is the lighting, and if you can get good lighting, it immediately makes it look impressive. Got on the camera again.
I'm great. Dude, I had like an amazing day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Looks like we got wrapped up a medical product, so we have exclusive rights to the VA government within Dallas-Fort Worth.
Lee, just kidding. I don't need help. Somebody finally paid me.
It's all billing. It's all billing the thing. So it's like you know how it is. It's like you build, and then all of a sudden it's like you finally get paid for the work you've been doing for like 3 years. So
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm out like a little person in a big and tall store.